Good evening, Thrive ladies. How are you? Please
Good
unmute
evening,
and say
good
hello.
evening, good evening.
Good evening. Awesome.
Hello. I hope that you all enjoyed the number one Christmas song ever. Look, probably sick of it. So, as you all know, I am your host, Crystal Clark. Super excited to have you all with me tonight. You know what? I'm going to take this blur off because I feel like, yeah, that's so much better. All right. It's December. It is cold, but it's the season that everybody all of a sudden turns on a switch and they get happy. I don't know. It's nice. It would be nice if we could just maintain this posture throughout the whole year. But I'm super excited to have you all tonight. And tonight, ladies, we got a power packed call. I tell you, I don't know how we're pulling this off. I really don't. Every month, I just don't quite know how we're pulling it. A wing and a prayer, I think. But I'm super excited to have at least most of the ladies that we've had on throughout this year to come back for our year-end finale of Thrive. So let me just kind of tell you all how it started. So Thrive started, I had a women's call that I did with my team last year. And it was just sporadic. I just wanted to get the ladies together. And earlier this year, I had a conversation with Jamie. I said, Jamie, you know what? I used to do this women's call, talk to another lady on my team who is Shakia Stokes. Many of you all know her. We're on the same team. She was like, you really need to bring back that women's call. I said, okay, you know what? I guess we do. I think we need to do that. So since I'm bringing it back, you got to be my first guest. And then I said, well, you know what? My girl colleague, she's killing it, I need to bring her on too. So they happen to be the first ladies of Thrive. And for the whole year, it's irked me because that was the first call and it was the one call that we did not record. And it just burned me up. I said, you know what? Some kind of way, somehow, I am going to bring them back. And then, it just spiraled month after month. The call got better and better. We had more ladies up here. And every month we talked about things that were pertinent to us, right? Women in business, how to balance work-life schedules, how are we making it? What are we doing to be successful? And so all year long, every single month, the first Thursday of the month, we have been up here thriving, helping one another. We even had a vision board session, y'all. Like it was just awesome. So we've had top money earners. We've had all these phenomenal ladies from all different backgrounds. And so I just want to call out each one, and I'm going to pin them because we're bringing them all back. And then we're going to just do a panel discussion. I'm just going to randomly ask. I have some questions that I want to ask everyone. So don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Ladies, I hope you're ready. I hope you got pen and paper because these ladies have been dropping nuggets all year long. And I tell you what, if you've missed anything that they have brought to the table, tonight is not going to be any different. I know because I know each of these ladies. They are killing it. And, hey, what can we do to set ourselves up for the next year if we don't get started now? So one by one, in no particular order, I'm just going to pin everyone. I'm going to kind of do it in alphabet order because it's just the way that it's kind of set up in the system. So the first person is Amaka. Hey, Amaka, welcome to the call. I want to bring her in. I'm going to pin her in. If you could just unmute and say hello, and then I'm going to bring the other ladies in as well.
Good night, ladies. Good night. Good night.
And
Glad
I was
to
trying
be
to
here.
see it without my glasses, but I can't see a thing. Then we have Jamie. Jamie, my sister from another mister, she is the one that helped me to really birth this call. So, hey, Jamie. Then we have Jonna. Jamie's traveling, so she might be kind of out.
I'm good. I just had a phone call at the same time, so.
Oh, gotcha. Then we got my girl, Jonna. Jonna, millionaire income earner herself, killing it 6 figures every month. Like, Lord have mercy. I'm just gonna text you. I just want to sit next to you, girl, and watch you dial and dial with you. How about that? We're gonna make that happen in 2025. How you doing, Jonna?
I'm good. How are you?
I am absolutely great. Then we have Heather. Heather is our new Hall of Famer. Female to hit her fame. Let's go. Heather, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing well. I just found out I qualify for the next trip as well. So that was even more exciting for the end of the year.
Please throw some fire in the chat. I mean, she is just she's my little pumpkin. I love her. But Heather is killing it. And then next we have the lady herself, Miss Kylie. Nobody does it better than Kylie. What's up, girl? How you doing, sis?
What's up, Crystal? How are you?
Hey, I am on cloud 1009 just to be graced with all this greatness on the screen. I got your sidekick. I'm about to bring her on in, Miss KG Killer herself.
She's still closing. She's closing, girl.
She closing? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, she can say hey when she's done. We're not going to stop that paper. We're going to keep that paper rolling in. So we got KG. I just pinned her, but I know she's finishing up on a call. And then let's see who else I got. Oh my, she already knows she my boo, straight up. Like, I just told her she's totally adopted, and I think she's adopted me as well. What's up, Nina?
Hello. If only we all could have your energy like 24/7. I'm obsessed with you.
Girl, I'm obsessed with you. I like low-key stalk you all the time. But no, she's my sister, like my sister, right? Look.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited for this call.
Absolutely. Nina is a mover and shaker, the first female integrity partner. Super excited as always. She makes time for me every time she can. And I just appreciate her so much for joining us. And then I think that's everybody. I know we had a couple of ladies that couldn't. They had traveling conflicts, so they weren't able to make it on the call. But you know what? We're going to roll with it. And if anybody else pops on, I'm going to continue just to kind of stalk the group list here. But I think that's everyone I brought in, everyone, unless they're hiding out on an iPhone status or something like that, and I just don't see them. So ladies, thank you so much for coming back. Full circle. We started this thing the beginning of the year. It has been phenomenal. We've seen the ladies just really soar. We've got new ladies that are Hall of Famers. We have ladies that are gracing the stage at conventions. I mean, I think we all just need to take our foot, stick it up in the air, and just keep knocking down these walls that we have continued to knock down and let these fellas know what's up. Do y'all agree? Absolutely. So, heck yeah. So what I like to do is start off with just a general question for all of you, and anyone can jump in at any time. 2024 has been a year, right? We've had an election, we've had the Olympics. A lots of things have just kind of taken place this year. So I want to ask you all independently and in no order, anybody can jump in and answer. What do you feel was your most significant accomplishment that you've achieved this year? So, and I know we have a few weeks to go, but it's been a lot that's happened this year. So independently, what do you feel has been your most significant achievement this year? Anybody jump in?
Okay, I'll go first. So of course, Hall of Fame was huge, but more huge than that was actually hitting it by the goal that I set it by. So I think the important part of that is realizing that when you are determined, which most of us are, because we wouldn't be here if we weren't, and I'm just not just this call, but just in life in general, if you're determined and you stick to your goals, nothing can stop us. There's nothing that can stop you. We will beat anything down. We'll kick it down. We'll push it out of the way. We'll fight tooth, nail if we have them, claw, whatever we have to get what we want. And that's just who we are. And that's why we're here. That's what I have to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. And, and secretly, I was going to call you anyway, because you are the one that literally just accomplished this. You just got your letter. You just qualified for another trip. And I think that, raise your hand, ladies. Do you all kind of low key wait for the women to kind of show up and are secretly cheering them on, when we accomplish things? I know I do. I'm a little biased, but whenever it's one of us that accomplishes something, I'm like, yeah, we did that, right? Because I say it once and I'll say it again. I had the opportunity to go to the Ignite conference that took place in Florida this past October. And I was standing on stage right next to Amaka. We were standing there holding hands like, look, girl, and we made a pact, right on stage. Nobody knew this, but she and I, but we made a pact and we're like, Hall of Fame next year, girl, we getting this. This is it. We're done. We're tired. We're killing this, right? Didn't know Heather was standing right in front of me and she was literally click clock, tap-toeing on Hall of Fame. And I met her face to face later on because we all had a team dinner. And I walked right up to her. I said, hey, girl, I see you on Zoom all the time. We got to connect. And so she was our last person in Thrive last month. He killed it. And bam. And she said, I hope to solidify this in the next couple of weeks. Well, here we are, and she solidified it. And there's nothing more that I want to do, because I think, looking at this screen, it's only Amaka, KG, and myself. We're the last three, and we will hit Hall of Fame in 2025. We are hitting it. And so we have, Jamie, Kali, Nina, Jonna, Heather, and so many other women that have gone before us to thank you all for your wisdom, for your guidance, and your strength and tenacity to pave the way for us to come. And then I'm encouraging all these other ladies that are on the call, if that is your goal and desire, to do the same. And for any new agents that are up here, Hall of Fame means that you earn $400,000 in 1 year, okay, on your own, not from your team, not from anybody that brought you in. You earn this on your own in 1 year. And so you get the coveted jacket, you get the ring, and you also get to walk the stage at the national convention. And they send you this beautiful trophy, which, I'm a touchy-feely type of person. Like, give me a medal. I like to touch it and see it and showcase it and blow it and shine it when I walk by. I'm that type of person, okay? So I want all the little perks that come along with it. So I'm super excited for you, Heather, and just know, honey, it's coming. It's happening for this chick and the other two that I mentioned, because we've already made a pact and we're making it happen.
You'll
So
get there.
thank you.
You'll get there.
What a great accomplishment for you. And know though, in 2024, and I'm going to go ahead on and pick, because I see the ladies are being shy tonight. So I'm just going to go ahead on and pick. I know we've had some accomplishments, but there's some obstacles that we've overcome too. So Kali, what has been some of the biggest obstacles? Yeah, I had to get you. What have been some crazy obstacles that you have overcome this year, lady? Please give us the tea.
I would say the amount of debt that I started out with early this year. So a lot of people they're scared of debt. And it can be scary, really, depending on the amount. But I didn't know how we were going to get through it. We're not all the way through it, but we got half down, and it was a very significant amount. So most people, when they hear them, I'm not going to say the amount, because most people fall out when they hear it. So, and luckily we're in a different FFL now where, the people that were doing that kind of the fraudulent business and that kind of stuff, they can't get over the way that they were getting over before. So even though that was a worry for us that've been around for a while, for the people that just are getting here or are building a team now, they don't have to worry about that. But it was super, super scary. Jamie knows I had a lot of conversations with Jamie and Frank about it. And like I said, we're halfway through it. And my plan is to get the other half paid off in the next 6 months so we can just be out of that. Well, I can be out of that debt. So.
Right.
But the team,
Yeah.
I say we, because the team is really, without the team, it would feel impossible to get it taken care of. So I know we had one, I'm not going to say his name, but we had an agent who ended up having a lot of debt on another team, and he got so frustrated that he quit, but he stopped recruiting. And so I would say, like, the big message is, like, he dug a hole. He had a hole that he was dug with a shovel, but then he's trying to refill it with a spoon. Right. So the answer is not, okay, I had this debt, stop recruiting. The answer is keep recruiting, because the recruits and your team are going to be the one that really help you get the debt paid off quickly. So, but yeah, that was my big challenge for the year.
Yeah, you know, we're that's one of the things that it kind of comes along with the business. And for any new agents that we have up here, they're like, oh my God, debt. Well, you know, it's a business, right? Yeah, McDonald's, sometimes they don't sell all the burgers in one day. Chick-fil-A, they don't sell all the chicken in one day. Like, you're gonna have that happen, but the profit mode is there too, right? And as long as you're keeping the pipeline full, as long as you're keeping people in the line, then that would definitely help to overcome those major obstacles. That is definitely an obstacle. So, Jonna, I got to pick on you, because Jonna is a single mother of four.
Mhm.
And, you know, it's challenging, right? Single mom, 4
Mhm.
children, all under teenagers, right? Under
Yeah,
the teenage
14,
age.
14, 8, 3, and 2.
So one teenager, which
Mhm.
that's like 4 kids by itself. And then, and then I got grown people in my house, but they still act like teenagers, so it's all the same. So what obstacles do you feel like you faced this year? You know, being a single mom. I want to talk to the single moms that are up here.
Well, I think some of the obstacles that I went through this year, a lot of them was removing myself and from like toxic situations, or getting people who were like toxic out of my environment. Like, you know, there I wouldn't say, like, I had a nanny, for instance, where it was just like always demanding like money from me, like a lot of money, and just like, I don't know, like there was that situation, which was really hard for me emotionally, because I was I very much like cared about her, and I didn't want to have to let this person go, but she was like, kind of creating a lot of like stress in my life. And then also, moving agencies and kind of getting myself into a better environment. So there was a lot of emotional challenges, I think, with like these, types of situations that, I went through this year. And I started focusing more on getting like people in my life who, are going to be more like assets to my goals. And now, I've somehow managed to attract, several very amazing people in my life who are like supporting my business, like, investing in me, and like,
Right.
help see me win. And so, yeah, that was a big lesson for me this year, I would say. And, it's been beneficial. As far as the kids go, I mean, that can play, I mean, everything can play a role. If you're under stress as a parent, it's obviously not good for your kids, but I don't know, I could probably keep talking about stuff if you want me to.
Well, no, one thing I admire about you, Jonna, and I had the opportunity to meet Jonna face to face at Ignite as well. And one of the things that I noticed about Jonna is, even though she's a single mother with 4 kids, she never lets that be an excuse. I've never, ever, in all my conversations with her, it's never an excuse. She always comes to the table and says, well, no, this is what I'm doing. I'm surrounding myself with good people. I'm moving this. Did you hear her say that? She's moving, she's shifting, she's making adjustments. And that's what it's all about, ladies. We have to make some adjustments. And so what a perfect time to make that in December, as we get ready for the new year, right? Many of us are already trying to plan and finish this year strong. But in the back of our minds, we're already saying, you know what, New Year's is coming. Like, what am I going to do for New Year's? What changes am I going to make? Let's have some goals. Our team has a morning mindset, and we literally talked about your 5 closest people, around you. And I'm so happy that I'm around all of these ladies that I can text and reach out to and talk to at any given time. There is not a time that I can think of where if I post something positive, whether it's my numbers or just an announcement, Amaka always, boom, she hits me up. Like just that positivity to be in this environment and know that people have your back like that is everything, because the vices are out here, right? And then one thing I always tell my team is you don't have to solicit a negative person. They're already there, front line and center. So to have positive people, to be in a forum such as this where you can bleed and breed and have that, why would you not want to do that? So I just love that Jonna never makes an excuse. She's always giving us the positive way. And she's like, no, hey, I make it happen. And that's sometimes what we got to do. We just got to make it happen. So since I called out Amaka, Amaka made a great transition this year. You know, if many of you don't know, we have to clap it up for her. She has served our country for over 20 years. She's retired now, but Amaka, you ain't really retired now. You're your own boss and you're a boss lady. But she also is a caregiver. She has children as well. And I do believe you provide for your mother, for your mother, right? So like, she's, again, never giving excuses, head down, just running. So Amaka, how has your transition been for you this year? How are you feeling now that we're coming up on the end of the year, having gone through all of these changes? Because I remember us having a conversation, girl, and you're like, I'm nervous as crap, but I'm gonna make it happen. And I think she done worked out the nerves. She probably ain't even thought about it no more. She probably like, forget that, I'm good. But talk to me a little bit about, or talk to us a little bit about how that transition has been for you this year, and what can we expect from you next year?
Well, I think the transition first was super scary, and I can just elaborate to anybody who's going into that transition period of having something stable to you, like, because for me, I was thinking maybe the business worked out because I was part-time and I could do it anytime. So you start to like doubt yourself, like, yeah, maybe this not gonna work, or such and such. But your thoughts become things, and I get mentored by Khalid, Jamie, Frank, Mike, whoever's telling me something. I'm gonna listen to whatever they say. So I had to, because if you ask Khalid, my armpits will be sweating about leaving the military. Or one time she told me I had to talk to Frank. I thought he was gonna tell me to go get a job, but because it's a scary transition. But your thoughts is always what you think is what happens. So it's just like staying in gratitude, being positive, and shooting for the stars. I mean, the business is a copycat business, and if one person can do it, we could do it. Everybody lays the foundation on how to meet your goals. And for me, I think we're team. Just reach out to whoever you think you emulate, and follow their pattern, and make it happen. I think this is team. There's nobody that's gonna be like, yeah, this my joint. Leave it right there.
Absolutely. I love it when you said, your thoughts become things, and man, our minds, how powerful are they? And, one of the things that we talk about a lot is you have to speak things into existence. You have to really speak it out there. So, if you have goals for yourself to say, hey, I'm going to do this year, then do it, write it out, write the vision, make it plain, say it every single day, but put the action behind it. I know Amaka copies the right cat because me and her, we in the same litter. So we copying all the right people to do the right things to make it happen. And the resources are here for all of us, but are we copying the right cat? Are we putting the right things in place? I love it. I love that she's made the transition. I started off the same way. I worked with the government. I was forced though. Thank God you got the retire route. I was booted, because of COVID. And so thank God I had my license. I've never looked back. I've gotten several phone calls to come back to work for the government. And I'm so happy that I've been able to say no, thank you every single time. you know, and finally the conversations, maybe Amaka, you've experienced the same things, I'm not sure, but now the conversations are shifting like, wait a minute, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, you see the post, you see the post on Facebook, you see the post on Instagram. So now the conversations are shifting. So transition is not always bad. And I love transition. I watched my children transition. I've transitioned. I mean, it's not all bad. It's just that everyday thing that happens. So speaking of transitions and being insightful, I got to call up Nina. You know, Nina is just someone that I think we've all kind of looked to. She was the first to be an integrity partner, just a beautiful person inside and out. But one question I have for you, Nina, is, you know, give us a little insight. Like, what do you see for 2025? Because you're in a unique situation where you get to watch like all of these ladies, these guys, all these teams do all these things, and you've been around just like Khalid. Both of y'all been around for a while, and y'all seen a lot of things. But give us a little insight. How do you feel about how far we've come and where we're going? Like, because again, I know you've had that eye.
Yeah. For sure. Well, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I'm big on like energy and just the way I feel. And I feel a freaking amazing year coming in 2025 for literally everyone. I just feel like it's going to be epic. I feel like it's going to be huge. And normally at this time of year, I love to just like sit back and just reflect on the year. And for me personally, 2024 was such a transformative year for myself. Like, last year was a very tough year. I know Kelly, she talked about debt issues and, you know, losing agents. And there's so many things that are going on in this business all the time. And the bigger you get, yes, we're all pumped to grow, but more money, more problems. Like it really is a fact. So, you know, there's things that I dealt with last year and I fought some internal battles. You know, there were moments last year when in 23, when I really, really doubted myself. And it was like, you know, when people say like, remember who you are, like I had to have one of those moments for myself in the beginning of this year. And I had to sit back and reflect and basically, you know, I took it in just like Jonah said, it's like, take inventory of your environment, who you're surrounding yourself with. And at the end of every single year, I just look back and I reflect on the things that I'm looking forward to, things that went awesome, things that didn't go as great, things I want to work on going into the next year. And there's always, you know, room for growth, room for improvement. But one thing I like to do is I'm all about manifestation. I think that's amazing. I think everyone should have a vision board. I think everyone should have these massive goals, but at the same time, manifestation doesn't work unless we do. So when you're doing your vision board, keep this in mind. When you're writing down your goals for the next year, keep that in mind. Make these goals attainable. And I always say this, you've probably heard me say this on every single call that I've been on. It's show up for yourself. Have enough respect for yourself to show up for yourself day in and day out. And whatever goals that you set for yourself for 2025, show up for them day in and day out. And that way, by the end of the year, when you are reflecting on your goals, you can go check, 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 check. I hit those, right? So I think that's huge.
Awesome. I shared, Nina happened to be a part of our Thrive call in the middle of the summer. And it was that middle time of the year. And I said, you know, I want to show you my vision board. And I shared it with her and she was like, oh my God, yes. And Nina, I'm so happy. I've checked off 2 things off of my board. I'm so happy. Many more things to check. Some things are, you know, because they're only kind of like come once a time a year. So I had missed it for the year, but next year I already have plans to check off more things. So I'm going to send you my updated board of little stars of what I have. And I love that. I really took that to heart when she talked about that. We talk about affirmations. We talk about positivity all the time. And yeah, manifesting, you have to speak these things. It goes right back to speaking life into yourself. One thing I know I've learned is if I don't speak life into myself, nobody else is going to. I have to speak it into myself. And it helps to make me strong, because if you allow somebody else to speak something over you and you take it, you're going to take it, right? But if you're strong enough to speak these things for yourself, you're not just going to take anything that anybody dishes to you. And I thank you, Nina, for that, because you really brought that straight. You hit that, you knocked me upside the head with that. And I was like, yeah, like it seemed like a little piece, but it's so huge and so major. So I'm going to send you my updated board.
Please do. Can't wait to see it.
Absolutely. Jamie, my sister from another mister. I know she's been traveling. I got to pick on her. You know, Jamie and I, we had conversations about this call, and I know you've seen such transition. Jamie, what do you see for the ladies in 2025? You know, we know I've been to the office, had the opportunity to work up there at the Bel Air office in Maryland with Jamie for the week. And I'll tell you, she's just so supportive, but you also see behind the scenes a lot of times. We have personal conversations, you know, and I know you do with a lot of agents that a lot of things are going on. And so I know you've seen a lot of transition. What do you see for us going into 2025, and especially from where we've come from?
Oh, sorry, I have like something going on here with my voice, but you know, I've seen this past year, I feel like it's been like kind of like Nia was saying, it's been sort of like a growth year for people. And I feel like now, like the dust has kind of settled for people and they know exactly what it is that they have in them because of what they've had to go through this past year, just with different situations. And I'm not talking about even one situation. I'm talking about some people's personal situations that, you know, I've been able to mentor people with, and business situations, but they know that they are actually stronger than I think they thought they were. And so it's kind of like one of those things that, like, when you've already when you've gone through something, because listen, it doesn't matter what level you are, it doesn't matter how much money you have, but you are always going to go through something, period. And how you handle whatever that thing is that you are going to go through, and your attitude about it will determine how you can handle bigger things or things that may come up that you weren't going to be prepared for. And so obviously, you know, you all know where I stand with my faith. And I think a lot of people, I've watched them kind of grow in that aspect of their life, and they've kind of like, the lid has sort of been lifted, where they're like, dang, you know what? I was trying to do this all on my own, but there is a higher power called God out here. You can, walk me through these different challenges that we go through. So if that's not your thing, or maybe it's like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna try that thing out, that's God thing, or maybe I'm just gonna pray more, or whatever it is. But I think that, you know, it's kind of like you're walking through these challenges or these times in your life with maybe it's you're trying to hit a goal that you just been like, you know what, I've not hit all fame all these years, and I'm so frustrating about it. Well, maybe you try not to do it on your own accord. Maybe like, you know what, I'm going to pray about this every single day, every single morning. And I don't care what it is. It could be the dumbest little prayer. Like, Lord, just help me be a better, insurance agent today. Whatever it is. It could be just something so small and minuscule. But then just watch that layer, just build on it and build on it. I can tell you, I've seen it with so many ladies on this call tonight to life. I've seen it, I've seen their life kind of transformed. And it could just start out as something so small and stupid, just like we're just talking about. But watch how it's like a heaviness that gets lifted off when you're trying to be focused on these other things that are that you're thinking about or that you want to achieve. Just it lifts the load. So I would say this year we've laid a lot of foundational work when it comes as far as, you know what, I don't have to do this all on my own, and neither do any of you on this call. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it by yourself. You have all of us, obviously, but sometimes you just got to give it to God. Put a little faith in it. Have some faith that it's going to work out. Have some faith that your goals are going to happen because you are putting in the work. And like Kali just said, just give it to God sometimes. So I think we did a lot of that in 2024, and I think 2025 is going to be lights out. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. You know, I'm excited. I'm always excited.
Yeah, girl.
Absolutely. And attitude is totally everything. You know, you mentioned it. We had one speaker, she wasn't able to be on tonight, but Tiffany Grunberg, she cracked me up when she came on. She said, choose your bitch. Like, and I was like, oh, okay. But unapologetically, right? We have to choose that, right? And we are in an industry, ladies, that ironically, it seems like it's dominated by men, but really the women are the ones that really
Oh,
like
slay.
kill it. We
Yeah.
kill it. Yeah, all day, right? Because we're just bosses, like straight up, we are. And
Well,
so
we have gifts, right? Like we can be nurturing, we can be compassionate. We've got all these gifts that we've been given. We definitely can use it with some insurance.
yes. Oh yeah. And I have to share this. I had someone kind of talk to me and was like, I kind of alluding to the fact maybe that I was just like bashing. And I'm like, that is not all at all what this is. What it is for my own personal experience, I have been in rooms where I was the only female. I've been in rooms where I was the only ethnic person. And to champion, to applaud, to be that person that's saying, hey girl, you got this. We need that. We need it. Because ladies, let's just keep it 100. We're mothers, we're wives, girlfriends, sisters, aunties, grandmoms, doctors, psychiatrists, cooks, pediatricians, dentists. Like, we are all of those things. I could literally stop right now, go on my Apple, play I Am Every Woman, and all of you all will relate because we are all of these things and more. And the expectation is don't cry, be strong, like, are you serious? And it's okay. We are here to fix one another's crown. I said it on the first call. I'm saying it on this call. We are here to fix one another's crowns because we understand. And I want KG, I think you're off your call now. I think you got that bag. I ain't forgot about you, sis. I know you're trying to get your paper. I am not going to disrupt, honey. I'm going to high five you and can't wait for you to post it. Okay. But let's talk about that. We champion for one another. Saw KG. I've met KG before. We've known each other now for about a year or so now, and we saw each other at night. And I said, girl, we got to do right. She said, honey, we already there. I said, I know that's right. And we're yelling at Ignite. She's being vocal, and I'm like, that's KG. I hear her yelling. They're yelling on the opposite side of the room because it's the ladies. Like, we got to champion for one another. Talk about that, KG. How are we gonna champion for one another, sis? Give us some tea.
Well, first of all, y'all know how I come. Am I
Oh,
frozen?
okay, you got it now. You on?
I'm good. Okay. Well, I said, well, first of all, look, with my cheerleading background and everything else that I've done in my life, I know what it's like to not be championed anywhere else. And what I do know is that when you're applauded, you feel better. When you're complimented, you do better. When you're recognized, you perform better. And I like to do that for other people because I feel like if you don't clap for other people, who's going to clap for you? Right? You do unto others as you would like, to be done to yourself. And so I like shouting for people. I like being, in the room and exactly who I am, regardless of what I'm doing. If I'm closing the sale or if somebody's getting recognized, I'm going to shout their name out. But Ignite, that was it for me. Ignite, you know what I mean? And I've been to meetings. I've been selling insurance for 11 years. Ignite lit a fire up under my butt because at some point you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I know for me, I'm like, okay, well, something's going to have to change. I'm stuck, right? And I see people winning, growing. I'm like, I want to go there too, right? So I got to find out what everybody's doing, but you got to get in the room to find out what they're doing, right? And so we all live busy lives. So I got a chance to talk to the big dogs, people who are doing better than me, getting uncomfortable, finding out what they're doing. I know Jonna played a big part, and I hung out with her the whole time. I'm like, girl, I'm thinking about you, because I'm like, she has what I want, right? But I do want to. You my friend too, Jonna. But
I mean, we had a pretty fun night singing karaoke, and a lot of Beyonce. But anyways,
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
have
talk to y'all
fun,
later.
but I got a chance to pick everybody's brain who is, who's doing it, who's on stage. And I came back home and I was like, okay, I can't be scared. I got to make, you know what I mean? I got to make these changes. I got to invest more. I got to put in more time. I got to make more sacrifices. Because if I want something, you can't be comfortable trying to go after, something bigger than yourself. It's going to be very uncomfortable. And I think at each level, it requires a new you. It requires new commitments. It requires you to make adjustments and changes along the way. And it's going to be uncomfortable if you want to go to the next level. And I know that that's that self-talk I had with myself. And so I'm excited because I've been growing like crazy. The team is growing just from the little things that I put in place from Ignite and talking to the leaders. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, I'm always shouting though. You know that. I'm always
Hey,
cheering people on.
I like it. I shout next to you, girl. You be on one end of the room, I'll be on the other.
Plus, you know what I mean? Like, look, it keeps me up too. I'm like, I'm gonna shout somebody, everybody getting shouted. You gonna hear me in the background, the front, the back, the side. I mean, we gotta make it fun. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about business a lot. You know what I mean? And sometimes too, it livens up the room. I want people to know, like, you can come here and get excited. Even though, everybody's different on stage, they talk about different things. We're talking about business, we're talking about numbers, right? I got to wake people up.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. That's right. Exactly. And so one thing, and then I'm going to kind of round table. I want everybody to answer this question, but one thing that struck me at Ignite, and Jamie and Nina, I am putting it on you two specifically, and Kate and Kylie, the three of y'all. I'm putting it on y'all specifically to take this back to Sean Mike. That many, and I think some of the ladies know what I'm about to say, that some of us ladies felt some kind of way at Ignite. Why do we feel some kind of way? Because he called all of us on stage who committed and said, we want to be on stage in 2025. Come up here now if you're going to be on stage in 2025. And everybody flew up there. I was up there, Amaka, Heather was up there. I know the three of us because we were all like standing right next to each other. Several other people up there as well. I was really annoyed that as he took the mic and randomly asked people questions, everybody he asked a question to was a guy. Every single one. And I'm standing there next to Amaka and I said, well, I wasn't going to say anything because I'm about to blow your mind, but low key, I'm actually kind of introverted inside. I just show up when I have to, but I'm really very observant as well. And I said, huh. So when KG said it lit a fire under her, that's the fire that lit under me. I said, you know what? This cannot and will not happen in 2025. In 2025, we will thrive. We ladies will thrive. And I know that everybody up here under the sound of my voice is with me when I say the ladies will thrive in 2025. We are going to take our fly ass stilettos, okay, and click clop across that stage, flip whatever hair we bought or grew, and we are going to wreck, okay, tear up 2025, ladies. We are here to do it. Okay. And we're unapologetic about it. And it starts right here in Thrive. And so I want to know, as we close out this call, because I already feel some kind of way, but I've already written out, I'm manifesting, and I'm throwing it out there. And I hope Sean Mike does call me. Because I'm going to tell him, yeah, I felt some kind of way, and this is what I'm going to do, and you're going to help me. Okay? Putting it out there. I'm also putting out there that we want our own podcast tag on it. We're demanding some things in 2025. If we didn't get the first female president, that's fine. Be coming soon. We're going to start right now in practice, okay? And we're going to stake our claim and do what we have to do to knock the door down next year. I want everybody accomplishing every single thing that you deserve to accomplish. And it starts today. So I just want a round table. Amaka, I'll just start with you. Tell me how we're going to make 2025, the year to thrive.
2020 for 2025 for 2025,
5.
the year to thrive.
Yeah.
We keeping gas in our engine, our foot on the gas. We keeping focus, and I think we should play more of like accountability partners. You see somebody off, just tap them. Sometimes people go into their little mode, and it gets a little weird, or it probably gets uncomfortable, or family or things intervene. But fix their crown, and go get them, because I believe if we operate like that, we'll keep momentum amongst all of us. But it can't be a me thing. It has to be a we thing. It may be militant, but that's how we took care of one another in the military.
Exactly. Jamie, how are we thriving in 2025?
Accountability. Whatever your goals are, whatever you say you're gonna do it. Just be accountable. You don't have to be accountable to me. Be accountable to whatever it is you say you're going to do it. Too many people, they're too quick to quit on whatever it is they say they're going to do. So just take 2025 and just be accountable for whatever it is you say that you are going to do when it comes to your goals and what you're trying to achieve and how it is you're going to make it happen.
Awesome. Heather, how are we thriving in 2025?
2025 starts right now. Don't wait. Make your goals right now this weekend. Get your stuff together. Figure out what you want to do for yourself and for your team. If you don't have a team, start thinking about how can I build a team, but do it now, because the momentum that you have right now is going to roll into 2025, and that's going to absolutely shoot you further than if you wait until January 1st when everybody else does. So do it now.
Do it now. Jonna, how are we thriving in 2025?
We're, just grabbing this business by the horns and, doing the whole damn thing, like building, producing, using our license and all the different ways that we're able to maximize, our income. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Awesome. KG, how are we thriving in 2025?
With our capes on. Thank you. Making no excuses, getting it done.
No excuses. Kylie, how are we thriving in 2025, girl?
Well, I think I would say that, so one of the things Jamie had Amaka do is choose a word instead of having a New Year's resolution. What's the one word that you can embrace for 2025? So it's a book called One Word that you can get some more information about what I'm talking about. But my word for 2025 is unstoppable. So let's go.
All right. And Nina, can you bring us on home, dear?
Yes, ma'am. I would say be the woman that you would look up to. And is that woman showing up for herself every day? Is that woman waking up early and crushing the day, hitting your workouts, hitting every goal that you set for yourself? So show up as her. And another thing, I think it's very common for us females to go on social media or go online and look at other people and compare ourselves. You just have to remember that you are not them and they are not you, and be your own motivation. And it's okay to find people that inspire you in certain ways, but be your own motivation and show up for yourself.
Awesome. I love it. Well, you heard it here, ladies. I wrote down everything they said. I'm taking it. I hope that you all are taking it. And don't forget, we are all thriving in 2025. This has not stopped. This year was a pilot. We are still going to keep going in 2025. I have a whole another slew of speakers that we're lining up for next year. And I also dropped my phone number in the chat. Ladies, we have a ladies thrive chat in the WhatsApp. Every once in a while, I post motivational things. I send out announcements. I remind you of the Thrive calls, and all of these calls are recorded now. Thank God. So we will have a library built out, and we also have a YouTube channel. It's going, all these calls are going to be stored on a certain YouTube channel too that's coming. So look, ladies, I want you all to make it a goal to be a key speaker on a Thrive call. How about that for 2025? We're going to start highlighting some of these agents that are just doing phenomenal things. You don't have to just be a Hall of Famer, right? You can just be killing it, selling a certain product or turn the corner or hitting the industry. We want to highlight you. We want to see you. And that is what's going to allow us to keep thriving in 2025. I am grateful to you all that you all helped make this vision that we all have come to fruition. And I'm just excited for what we've done this year. But more importantly, I'm excited for what we're going to do. So I can't wait for 2025, but I know one thing, I'm gonna go ahead on and tell 2024 as long as I can. Let's continue to fix each other crowns. Please text me. I'm gonna drop your number, my number in the chat again. Text me. I can add you to the Ladies Thrive WhatsApp group where I post motivational things every day or at least every other day to keep us engaged as an attempt to make sure that our crowns are always straight. Thank you, ladies, and I can't wait to see you next year in 2025 for our next Thrive call. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, superstars.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys.